Here we're going to talk about the 2.5 axis auto deburr machining operation. This is a new operation in our 2-axis menu up here. We will see deburring here. And basically, the main thing I like about this is not the fact that you can deburr. Obviously, you can deburr if we have a chamfering. We have a chamfering operation here. You can chamfer any edge. What I really like about this is you don't have to have a chamfering tool. You can just use a standard ball mill, whatever ball mill you have. If you make sure you can get at the edge with the ball mill, but it'll calculate, it'll break those edges just based on a ball mill. So that really opens up the ease of use. You don't have to have a special tool to break edges, and it works really cool. So here's the dialog here. It looks very similar to the chamfering cut parameters dialog, but you see here in this particular example in the dialog, we're using a ball mill. So if you look at the bulleted items here, you can auto deburr or you can selectively deburr. What I mean by that is that auto deburring, you don't have to select any geometry. It'll analyze your part. If you look at the part model right here on the bottom right, it analyzed the part and it figured out where it could deburr. So all of the available edges, it deburred. With selective, I mean, it just means that you can select an edge, whatever edge you want to deburr, you can do it that way. Again, it supports different tool types. You can support a ball mill. You can use a chamfer mill or a V-mill or a chamfer taper tool. You can use any of these tool types. You can adjust the sharpness angle threshold, meaning that if you have edges that are, say, 135 degrees or not 90-degree, edges, you can adjust the threshold for it to automatically locate the edges based on a threshold of angle. Okay, and
another important thing I want to mention here. Sorry, Don, to break in. It's the automatic method is actually fully gouge checked against the part. So, for instance, in this little inset of the picture that Don has, if you had a larger ball end mill and that's actually hitting the wall on the side, it will not try to put a tool path in there for you. So that's the power of the automation. So you don't actually have to select the edges and things of that nature. So that is a very, very important feature of this, machining method.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you can also set a tooltip clearance similar to chamfering if you're familiar with chamfering. But in the inset bottom here on the left, you'll see using a ball mill, and we're just breaking the edges. And what Joe was mentioning there, if your ball mill was too high and it started hitting this edge up here, it will skip that edge. It won't gouge apart. So that is 2.5 axis auto deburring, and that's on the 2-axis menu, deburring right here. So basically, if you look at we just go through the standard operation types, okay, to machine this out. So our last operation type is a deburring, okay? And as you see, I got no operation selected, no control geometry selected. So what it's doing is it's analyzing all of the angles, the sharp angles, okay? And it's calculating a deburr, or it's breaking those edges based on a ball mill that I have selected. So we just go through the cut parameters. Very similar to chamfering, where you can set a width or a height. So we're just setting a height of 20 thousandths. We want to break these edges by 20 thousandths, and we don't want to do that with a ball mill. You couldn't do that. You can't do that with chamfering currently because you have to use a V-mill or a chamfer mill just to cut it on an angle. Now you can just use a ball mill and break them really quick, really easy. And you can also give it a tooltip clearance if you want to cut a little bit below the 20 thousandths, it'll go take the tip of the ball and drop it down a little bit, okay? And all this is basically nearly identical to chamfering. So let's look at this, what this looks like. Let's just simulate this. Now for this one, I have it set to polygonal because the deburring is really fine, so I want to make sure I see the finer detail. So let's just simulate this. Okay, so if you look here, you'll see, it looks like I need to go and adjust my resolution or the tolerance, and it doesn't look like I broke them all. If you look here, it's breaking those edges around, and here you can see it really good here. It's just breaking those sharp corners. And as Joe mentioned, if your tool...
Don, your display suddenly changed sizes. Oh, it's okay now. Sorry.
Okay. So what Joe was mentioning is this: if the tool was too large to get, say, this edge broken where it might gouge this edge, it wouldn't deburr that edge. So it just lets you know you need to go in there with a smaller tool to deburr that. Okay. So that is auto deburring in 2.5 axis. And you can also break those deburr up. Okay, you can just do like one edge at a time versus wrapping around. Okay, you can wrap around or you can just break it for individual sides. Anything else you want to add to that, Joe?
One thing I would add is it would honor avoidance geometry as well as fixture geometry. So
okay.
And of course, any part gouging of the part geometry itself.